to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Now it's officially Happy New Year.
Yes, officially.
Officially for us.
Our first week.
Yeah. First week of the new year.
And this weather sucks.
Oh my gosh. We're having like the storm of the century in California.
Yes, we're getting beat down by water so bad we're not equipped to handle all this water.
No.
I just turned the news on for a few minutes just to see what kind of floods are out there. Underpasses.
Crazy.
Freeways.
Yeah.
And I gotta drive in this crap today.
There's flash flood warnings. I saw like...
The creeks are overfilling in San Jose, so they're moving the homeless people now, like you said. I just saw
yeah,
the
because
news
they set up their homes along those dry creek beds that were dry for so long.
For years, they were dry. Walk them. Dry.
And then I saw in the news, like there was, I don't know which Target it was, but there was a Target parking lot that was literally, the cars were underwater.
Whoa. Here?
Yeah, somewhere in the Bay Area.
Whoa.
Yeah. It has to do with...
That has to be employees, because if I looked outside, I'm not going to park in no, you know what I'm saying?
But well, it has to do with the storm drains are clogged. Yes. They should be prepared.
They do. It's like they know it's coming, and they're like, we'll just deal when it comes. Like, yo, bro, you got to send your employees or your people, your city workers, start cleaning out everything.
Yeah, like...
Storm drains, unclog those things.
Crazy, because...
Years of grime and dirt, you know, the water's going to plug up.
I don't know. Anyway, so... It's crazy.
Yeah.
I woke up in the middle of the night and I thought to myself, I've never heard it rain like this hard in my life. Like for that long. It was hard and it was a long time throughout the night.
I better not hear no drought this year from California. We're in a drought. Conserve water. No. We got hella water. Y'all better store that water as much as you can.
But the other thing that was crazy yesterday that I don't think I have ever experienced here was the wind.
Oh, yeah, the wind's nasty right now.
Nasty. It was like 50 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts
it's
yesterday.
Bad enough we got rain, right? And then we're getting whipped by the wind, too.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. I don't mind it, but I just don't want to be out in it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I got to be out in it today, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I mean, I had to be out in it, and that's what I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, look. Listen. What do we keep reading about? Barriers. We could easily, me and you both could say, you know what? It's cold. It's dark, it's windy, it's raining. I'm not going to work out today. Man, that's a load of crap. Because guess what? When you get to the gym or the facility you train at, it's not rainy or stormy inside.
Yeah, you can still do it.
Yes.
You can still do it. You know, it's funny because I got to Orange Theory and there's a huge tree outside Orange Theory. It was gone. It fell over the night. Luckily, it didn't fall on Orange Theory. It fell probably in the other direction or else it would have caused massive damage.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Damn.
It's literally was uprooted. Plus, there's a tree over here. On our way home, I saw a tree uprooted right near Target, in front of Target.
Wow.
Right there. Uprooted. Like, that's how crazy it is.
Yeah.
But I still was out there. I just bundle up and get it done.
That's it.
I'm happy to report that I have so far met my 10K step goal. I logged in the days that I'm going to hit 10K steps, and it's the non-weightlifting days that I go for it. And now... It was eye-opening because I was able to see what it really takes in a day for me to hit 10,000 steps because I'm a sedentary person. Everybody's different. But for me, it takes an hour of dedicated walking time on top of my regular daily movement, my exercise routine or whatever. It takes an hour of walking time.
Wow.
It doesn't have to be crazy walking. It's a low impact, like low... fat burning mode, heart rate, nothing crazy, but to get the steps in. The good news is when I do that, I can do other things because I'm not overexerted. So I can walk and read at the same time, walk and study, walk and do whatever I'm doing. So that's what I did. How's your goals coming along for the year?
So far, so good. I hit my step count every day.
Yeah.
Over 10,000.
Oh yeah, you're active.
Yeah. And I haven't watched Pablo lately either.
I know.
When I walk him, it'll be over 20,000.
Yeah, so you probably walk an additional...
But you understand, I do boxing and Muay Thai a lot, so it's counting those steps. I'm moving around because we're on our feet. So I'm doing class. I'm doing it on my own.
Well, that counts.
You know?
Yeah.
Does it count my jump rope steps? As I'm skipping
of course.
ropes?
Of course.
Does it automatically?
It translates movement into steps.
Okay.
But it's movement. Yes.
Because I don't stay in one place. Like some people just stay. I move when I'm jump roping. Forward, backwards, sideways, angles. I play around with it.
Anytime you're hitting the foot to the ground, you're lifting it off the ground and touching the ground is a step.
Heel to toe.
So whatever you're doing, if you're moving your foot off of the ground, it is a step. So Yeah, so I'm excited because I don't feel like I'm killing myself, and I think that's what people got to get that mentality out of their head. It drives me crazy when people automatically go, "Oh my gosh, but you work out so much." No, I don't. I actually don't. If you look at like a chart of where, where you burn calories, the most important thing is the non-exercise activity.
Neat.
Walking leisurely on a treadmill while I'm studying, that's not exercise.
That's smart. I need to do that.
That's movement.
Yes.
That is to make up for the fact that I sit at a desk all day.
And you don't even have to be moving fast and you're burning fat. It's the known thing. Joe Rogan talks about, like, I got friends who will go walk for an hour or two. Just walk briskly, just to walk, just to burn off fat, and it works.
Well, yeah, because here's the deal. If you are in a calorie deficit, that means that your body is going to need fat storage to run its systems, because you're taking in less than it needs. When you're in a deficit and you pair that with low impact walking and a lower heart rate movement, which is basically non-exercise activity or walking,
yes,
that's when your body is going to go ahead and dip into that fat storage and burn it. And because you're in a deficit, it's not going to put it back. That's what people don't understand about low impact or being in the fat burning heart rate zone or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you are not eating in a deficit, because even if your body will use the fat storage during that walking, it'll put it back if you're eating more calories than it needs. It'll put it right back.
Mm-hmm. But
when you're in a deficit, doing that activity, that low impact activity, your body's going to use stored body fat to get through it. And you're going to improve your body composition.
That makes sense.
So it's good to have that movement. When you're sedentary and in a deficit, your body will still convert body fat into energy to run itself if you're in a deficit and sedentary. So you can still lose body fat by being sedentary. But if you're not sedentary, then you can eat more and your body will burn the body fat.
And I think a lot of people too with walking is, depending on how fast you're moving, a lot of times you're not going to sweat unless you're really moving. So I think people feel like, I'm not really working out or getting a workout because I'm not sweating, I'm a stimulant. Actually, pay attention to your clothes. Go walk every day, 3 miles a day. Add that in there. Try it, or even a mile or two.
Sweat doesn't
just do it for like a 4 or 5 day period and get used to it and up your thing, and then you'll see the difference. You'll start noticing things.
But sweat doesn't equal calorie burn.
It doesn't. People think that.
It's kind of related in how hard you worked.
Yes.
It could be for you. If you have a baseline and you know that you don't sweat unless you really push it, then if you sweat, then you'll know, okay, I really pushed it. But it does not mean that if you personally, your baseline is that you don't sweat even when you push it, that does not mean you're not having an effective workout. I am not a sweater.
Yeah, I am.
So it's not really indicative for me because I don't sweat very much.
I do a lot, but I push hard too. I'm dripping.
But it's not an indication though. Of sweat is just your body trying to cool down. That is it. There's lots of factors. You could have lots of stored water, so you're sweating more. You could have consumed a lot of carbohydrates yesterday. You'll be sweating more. Mm-hmm. You could be in an environment where the temperature is warmer. You could be wearing more clothes. Your body's trying to cool down. So I don't want people to think that they need to sweat in order to. No, it's a myth, and that's good. They mentioned that because we will be talking about some mythbusters later on. Right there. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to do the hot coffee segment. Hot coffee. I have 2 things for the hot coffee segment. Thank you for my coffee, by the way.
You're welcome.
And the first one, I thought it's very fitting. It is Starbucks barista pet peeves.
Their pet peeves?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about what some of their pet peeves are, so maybe people think about it. Think about these poor Starbucks workers. I feel like they're treated like crap a lot of times.
Because you know what it is? We're in the era of if people's drinks aren't ready, they're pissed off because the app isn't accurate.
Right.
So sometimes you think it's ready and you go there and or it tells you a certain time and you go there and it's not ready. I can see people's attitude because everybody's on the go. Mm-hmm. But, they're doing their best. I never understood why the hell it takes so damn long to make a cup of coffee, but they have all the specialty drinks.
Yeah, it just depends.
That takes time.
It depends. So anyways, here are some of the pet peeves. So One of them is blaming baristas for shortages. So, like when you go to get your pumpkin sweet cream cold brew and they're out of it or whatever, and you get mad at the barista. Why are you doing that? It's not their fault.
No.
That is misdirected.
They're just the messengers. They're not the owner of the company.
Yes. Okay, this is interesting, and I wanted to find out from you. It says that people don't pay attention to the tip jar. Well, we usually order from the app. There's a tipping thing in the app. I never do it. I'm a good tipper. Yeah. I tip all the time, and I do tip in the tip jar. If they give me change, I always throw in the tip jar.
Yeah, throw $1.
But I'm going to admit, I'm guilty. I never go back into the app and add a tip.
Me neither.
I don't.
Oops.
I just forget. I don't think the app is conducive to it. It's like, I already got my drink, and then it tells you to add a tip. Like later, it'll give you a message, and I'm like, I'm on to the next million things. So maybe I'll pay attention.
That's true.
Maybe I'll pay attention because I like tipping.
Because you got to think about it. Even if it's 50 cents, it's not going to break our bank. But 50 cents, imagine 100 people do that every day.
Yeah.
200
and they
people.
Get to split all those tips.
300, 400, 500. Yeah, it adds up. 50 cents goes a long way.
So I'm guilty of that. So this was eye-opening for me. And then spelling your name, that irritates them. Because they're like, you know what? Don't worry about how we spell your name. You know how they write? It's funny because they'll write all kinds of crazy names on the cups.
Yeah.
Just let them write whatever they hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's annoying
like your name
when people...
is always spelled wrong.
It's
now
spelled
it's spelled
wrong,
right.
but it's still said correctly.
Yeah.
So they're just writing... A lot of times they're writing it phonetically. Like how they hear it.
Yes.
And so when they say it out loud, you'll still know it's your drink.
Yeah.
I don't need to make sure they have an E and an A in my name. They always write Janine. I don't need to make sure they write JEA and correct them and take the extra seconds for them to fix it. And that's a pet peeve of theirs, apparently, when people do that.
Pissed and offended and want to complain to them about this.
Well, they want their name spelled correctly, so they'll get out there, when they're getting out their marker, they're going to spell their name. I could see where that would be a pet peeve. Some other ones that is when people, these are obvious, I think. When people go overboard on their customizations of their drink.
Oh, man. Too much.
Too much.
Right? That's what's holding up the line.
Or a big one, I know this is a big one, is when people come in and they show the barista a TikTok Starbucks drink. Like, here, I want this. And they just show the barista. So the barista is literally expected to watch the video and see what that person put in their drink and then recreate it.
They should say no. We don't do that.
They should say no. I feel like Starbucks doesn't give their employees enough power to be like, you know what? No, that's too much. Or they should say like, no more than this many customizations per drink.
I don't always believe that the customer is right. Just because the customer is paying money and spending money, they're not always right. Sorry. No, they're not.
The Starbucks people are not responsible for watching your TikTok video.
Exactly. That's
you
stupid.
do that.
Yeah.
You figure it out. This is what I think.
You
Don't
figure
be
out the
lazy
ingredients and order it the way it's supposed to be.
Don't be lazy. You figure it out. Then you go into the app and order it. You know what? If I go to a barista up front, I keep my drink very simple.
Yep, me too.
If I have a little more specifics, I will always do the app.
Yeah.
I will always do the app. But another pet peeve is when people taste test their drink and they go up like claiming something's wrong. So they'll be like, I asked for 5 pumps of sugar-free vanilla and 1 pump of Irish cream. This, has definitely only has 4 pumps of sugar-free vanilla.
Boy.
They'll like claim, that they can tell how many pumps of something, like super anal specific people.
Man, I can't stand them kind of people.
I don't think I've ever done that. That's crazy.
No.
That's crazy. But I have to admit, I used to, and this, I'm going to blame it on this is why I quit keto, actually. I quit keto because I started finding myself to have, my relationship with food was getting messed up. And I didn't like that feeling. And that was one of the reasons. And when I was on keto and I would order a Starbucks drink and I wanted, the sugar-free because of the carbs, right? I would freak out like if I didn't watch them make it. Because I would think they could make a mistake and then I'd be kicked out of ketosis.
That's right. I remember you were pretty anal about
Remember?
that. You're right.
that's not okay. That was definitely a sign that like I was not on the right nutrition program for me when I was worried about getting kicked. Now it's no big deal. At the end of the day, if they do a pump of regular sugary syrup versus the sugar-free, it's going to be to the tune of a few calories. It's not a huge difference.
I remember you used to be tripping on, sometimes we'll get like Diet Coke, you'll be like, this is Diet Babe or regular. You'd be all worried about, this is Diet. What
yeah, I would like panic that like, is this diet or regular? Because like I just couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
That's not a good, I remember that during my back in prep, because it would make a big difference when you're prepping. Of course,
you're competing.
But it also happened to me not in prep, and the reason why is because I was really thirsty. I drank half the soda, and then realized that it was regular at a sushi restaurant. You weren't with me. I was with my friends.
And your body must have loved you.
I was not happy. I was really pissed off. But I'm not like that anymore. It's not that big a deal. At the end of the day,
yeah.
Okay,
what's it really going to do?
If I drank half a soda, because it's not macronutrients don't scare me anymore. Carbohydrates don't scare me. Sugar doesn't scare me.
Facts.
Okay, you drink half a soda. Okay, I drink 70 calories extra right now by accident.
Yeah.
70 calories, not that big a deal.
No.
It's not going to make it or break your weight loss journey.
It's not going to tip the scale, you guys.
You know, and so if you find, and this is why I work on this stuff with my clients, like.
Because you're teaching them. Don't worry about the little things.
Because
don't simplify it. Don't make it complicated. Because people make all this complicated sometimes.
They make it complicated and they make it miserable.
Yes.
And too rigid. Being too rigid, and I'm guilty of coaching too rigid before. Okay. I used to be more rigid with my clients. I'm guilty of being too rigid. But you evolve. You hone your style. You hone your skills. And you get better. That's why, when you are with someone who's experienced, you pay for that experience.
Yep.
They've
gone through it. They know.
Yeah.
You've competed. You've really gone through it.
Yeah, I've coached
next
people for 5 years. Going on 6 years.
You're a pro.
Yeah. So
I was a trainer for 24 hours, about 5 years.
It'll be 6 years for me in August.
Wow.
Crazy, it's been 6 years.
You got into MySpace, but in a different way.
I know. I love it, though. I love my job.
You know why you love your job? Because you're making a difference and you're helping people. Because at the end of the day, people are going to love you back for changing their life. Because no better feeling than transforming yourself internally and externally. But it all begins internally. You know what I mean? And it all starts with the main muscle.
It's behaviors. Behaviors influence everything that we do in life.
Everything.
So it's not just about, doing the things. It's behaviors.
Yeah. Like I'm going on week 3 of doing cold showers. I mean, I'm acclimating to it. But does it get any easier? Nope. It hurts just the same every day. It stings just as bad. I read somewhere some dude said, I've been doing it for 4 years, and guess what? It still sucks, but I'm still doing it. I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
Don't quit. Same thing. You got to go through the suck in life. Workouts, tough things in life. That's the way it is. You can't avoid them.
Like you said, though, it makes you feel like a beast.
It does.
Like you can tackle hard things.
Yes. Big time.
If we can remember that, and that's a reminder. I think it's a daily reminder for you.
That's what I'm doing it for.
If you can remember that you can do hard things.
We can. But people limit themselves.
I even had like a little moment yesterday. We're doing some studying for some educational purposes in our business here. And I had a rough time with what the topics I was studying yesterday. And I was flustered. But I had to have like a self-talk. Like, okay, because I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to toot my own horn. But I'm the type of person that I read something and I get it. I move on. I'm moving and shaking. And this time, the first time I read it, and I didn't get it. And I was pissed. But it's complex.
Yes.
It's complicated.
It's not easy.
But I'm like, okay, so I didn't, get it like as rapidly as I normally get it. Like, so what? Do it again. It doesn't mean I won't be able to get it. But it was just kind of like, you have to remind yourself, you can do hard things. This is hard, and you can do hard things.
Exactly. A lot of times we quit before we even try. You don't give yourself a chance.
Exactly.
You quit before you even try.
When something gets hard, you quit.
That's true.
Especially,
that is
for
facts.
example, in this situation, because I am used to things come easy to me when I am taught something.
Yes, they do.
It's even easier for me to be, F this. It's not coming easy to me.
I'm out.
I'm out because I want to be the star. I want to find something else something else because I want to be the star. I want to be like, oh my God, I learned this so fast, blah, blah, blah. But
yeah,
the fact is, I need to redo that whole entire section.
it's okay. Like you said, you got to soak it in till you got it down till you're comfortable.
Yeah.
I like the way you think.
Yeah.
A lot of times, even me back in the day, I would have pushed ahead and really not grasped it.
Right. Because you just want to finish.
Yes.
You want to get it done.
But you got to know. That's what I'm saying. Going back and rereading some stuff is like, wow, my brain's working. I'm doing not too bad. For not going back and studying the section, but just winging the test.
Right.
Not bad. Just practice tests, I mean.
Yeah. So, you can do hard things, for sure.
Yep. You can.
For sure. Okay, so the next hot coffee topic. I thought this was interesting. On the first, and I think it was the first or the second, the first day of January, the very popular club Equinox. Did you hear this?
No.
They did not let any new members join on the first day of January. They were closed for new memberships because
like that though.
They put a sign up and they posted it on their Twitter as well.
Good.
And they wrote, "It's not you, it's January." And it said, "We don't speak January." And the premise was that they wanted people to really think about their journey they were going to embark on and not just come in because it's the cliche New Year's resolution.
Oh, I hated that as a trainer. I remember like by the third week in January, the whole gym be a sardine, like people in the way. And it's okay, I get it. You want to get in your fitness, but really, people, you wait till January 1st, all of a sudden, come on, man. Cliche.
See, like it said, they posted a note, January, it wants you to start something when you should already be in the middle of it. It thinks time is on its side. It needs a new outfit before it can begin. Stalling, shortcutting, giving up. That is January. We don't speak January.
I would have that pissed off some people.
It pissed off a lot of people.
It did?
Huge uproar. You know, both listen. You want my honest opinion?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Me too.
Why? Not because I necessarily agree that they shouldn't let people sign up and all New Year's resolutions are bad or whatever. Brilliant because, like it or hate it, everyone's talking about Equinox.
You always say that.
Sometimes
all
a
press,
little
whether it's good or
controversy
bad,
is good for your business.
You're right, because they're talking
and
about
they teetered the line. They didn't do anything bad. They didn't write anything bad that's going to get them canceled. They just wrote enough to where it's on TMZ, all the news articles. Everybody's talking about it.
That TMZ too?
Yeah, it was on TMZ. We're talking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about it.
Suddenly everyone's talking about Equinox. It's not like they said all of January, just one day. They were just making a statement.
Yes.
They were just making a point.
They're making a
were
point.
Also making good controversy so they could be in the front of people's minds.
You know what's funny is in reverse psychology, or call it what you want, it's going to make people want to join even more.
Of course. Of course.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant. So ask me what I think about what they did. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with it in the marketing department, get a bonus.
Because they rolled the dice on that, right? They are getting controversy.
They're
right?
getting
But
bad press and good press, but not canceled press.
No.
They just said something controversial.
Yep.
When you want to get noticed, sometimes you have to be a little controversial.
You do. Controversy, my favorite song from Prince.
Yeah, it's kind of like when I started my new Instagram account, had like not a lot of followers. Brand new. I started it from scratch because I wanted it to be just dedicated to weight loss. And I had a post that got some controversy because I was a weight loss coach or a health coach and I was drinking Diet Coke and it went viral. That post went viral. It's gone on to have millions of views across all my platforms. It was a little controversy because I was drinking Diet Coke.
I remember that.
And therefore, I got a ton of followers. I blew up the account.
There you go.
Because the controversy got my videos pushed. Because more people were commenting, even though the comments were negative, a lot of them.
You're putting chemicals into your body and carbonation, blah, blah, blah. You're putting worse things in your body, so shut it up.
I know. It's unreal.
I drink Diet Coke. You're ingesting fumes at the gas pumps when you're pumping gasoline.
I literally went on to do a post that said, "Don't follow me."
Yeah.
And that post has gotten me more followers than any post. It literally says, "Don't follow me." And then it says to listen to this video before you follow me. Because I drink Diet Coke, I eat chips, I drink alcohol sometimes. I'm not.
But it's realistic life. You're not being fake. You're showing people this is real life.
Yeah.
You're not pretending.
No.
Listen, I'm not gonna get off topic here. But let's be honest. I was a trainer. A lot of trainers think their shit don't stink and they're perfect and they eat clean. They fall last. No, they don't, people. I was in the industry. No, they don't. They just show you all the good stuff on social media. What you think they're doing. For the most part, yeah, they live the lifestyle. They follow it. Do they follow it 100%? No. They drink alcohol. They cheat on their diet. They do it all. Guess what? They're human. They're not machines. They're human.
Yeah, that's the difference. The only difference between me and maybe some of those coaches out there that don't post is they just don't post the bad things because they don't want to answer for it.
They're scared.
They don't want to answer. They're scared to get canceled. They're scared to get called out.
Yep.
They don't want to answer for it. They also are telling their clients not to do certain things that they do.
That they're doing.
They're like a do as I say, not as I do type of thing, but they hide what they do.
Good for me, not for thee.
So many, like, that's why also, like, a lot of people in the keto space or low carb space that are out there with large followings do not follow the ketogenic diet. But they're afraid because that's how they make their bones.
Yes.
They're afraid to...
So basically, they eat carbs behind closed doors.
Yeah,
you guys.
100%.
Yep.
Now people are starting to kind of come out. And they're talking about, and they're doing it like dipping their toe. Oh, carb cycling. Or this, or that. Like, carb cycling is a bunch of bullshit,
there you
by
go,
the way.
people. My wife will break it
You
down
do not need to carb cycle.
Yeah.
It is just a way to make something sound cool and complicated so that you will have to hire a coach to help guide you through it.
Yeah.
You do not need to have a low carb day, a high carb day. I think people think that
we
when
used to
they
do
have,
that. That was old school. That's old school
you
bro
don't need to
science.
do that.
High carb, low carb, carb cycling. I'm low carb 3 days. Fourth carb, I carb up on day 4.
It's not necessary to carb cycle. When you're messing with your carbs, think about that like more gas in the tank, less gas in the tank, because carbs is our primary fuel source. So the only time you really need to manipulate it is when you do have different energy needs, like big energy needs. I'm talking like endurance sports.
Yes.
Marathon running.
Yeah, that's different.
Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when it's beneficial for, a weight loss journey. Do not let someone convince you that you need to carb cycle. It is absolutely not necessary.
And don't take it, and here, I'm going to go on another limb. Don't take advice from people who look like they don't know what they're doing. It's called the blind lead the blind. So don't do that. A lot of people think because they read posts and learned a few things in the gym, all of a sudden they're experts. They're not. You know what I mean? Like so many people they think they know. They don't really know.
Yeah, or they had a transformation, and so then they're now going to coach someone else.
Good luck with that.
And it's hard for me because you have to start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere.
Yes.
And I think if you start, a good place to start, if you're interested in it, is friends and family.
Yep.
Try to transform someone close to you. See
Yes.
if you can do it first. See if you can handle the mental baggage that comes with it.
They don't realize. They think because they did it, all of a sudden they're experts and pros. You learned about your body. Now you got to learn about their mindset, their body, and are they...
And what they struggle with.
Yes.
Where their pain points are. Where their triggers are.
Yep. You got to identify all that stuff.
Get ready to be a counselor.
Yes. I was a personal trainer. I was a straight up counselor. I heard it all.
I had one client of mine, and let me tell you, I never discouraged my clients who had success from then going on and trying to help people and becoming a coach. Absolutely not. There's plenty of people in this world, okay? There's plenty of people.
Plenty.
You do not need to feel like you're competing with somebody else. Absolutely not. That's the wrong mindset. So sometimes I had clients be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to start coaching people. What's your advice? And I would help them. I would give them my tips or whatever. But I had some clients come back to me going, oh, hell no, I can't do it.
Told you.
I'm so irritated. Why can't people just listen and follow their plan? And
nope.
I was like, oh, man.
You know why? What are we learning? You gotta,
behaviors.
You got to identify here what's going on in there. What's their barriers? Why can't they do it? You got to break all that down.
You do.
It's all in the mind, I'm telling you. Once you can get past that and figure those barriers out, and you can get that your clients past that hump and onto the right track, then it gets a little easier.
Yeah.
But you got to get over that
everybody's
hump.
is different. For me, I'll tell you what my barriers are. What a big fitness barrier was for me. I need to be pushed. I need to be coached. I am a coach. I need to be coached.
Doesn't matter. Even coaches need a coach.
I need to be coached. I don't give it my all.
Yeah.
I absolutely don't.
But like
I know this about me.
in a group setting like Orange State, you push.
Yeah,
it's different.
That's coach. That's being coached. So for me, I need the structure. I need accountability.
That's important.
And it doesn't mean I'm not a successful coach. I can coach other people, but I also need to be coached.
Yes.
The turning point in my life was when I got you as a personal trainer.
Yes.
Because I was able to push myself and get places with my body I never thought possible with you.
Yeah.
And then you were my trainer first, but then when we started dating and we started getting serious, it wasn't the same. Like I couldn't do it anymore. You weren't helping me anymore because you're a significant other. I'm going to tell you, F you, I'm not going to do that.
No, because now I'm not your trainer.
Right.
I'm your significant other.
So then you introduced me to somebody else and said, okay, I'm going to find you somebody else.
Took
and
you to the next level.
And that is where, level. That's what changed it. I give them the utmost credit. They're still in the space, Matt and Wendy.
Shout out
Matt and Wendy Cyber Body Shop. They're still heavily. She's a IFBB pro. I credit them with literally. You were like the first little toe in the water, and then they were the catalyst that just completely changed my life.
So I'll break it down real quick, you guys. I'm a personal trainer, PT, for regular folks who just want to do regular fitness. My wife was a competitor. That was different. I wasn't trained to take people on stage and compete and shred them down.
That's a different science.
That's a different science. I don't have that background. So Matt Allen had that background. So
and here's the thing that Matt did for me is when we would have he was my personal trainer basically. I went to him 3 times a week for an hour, but during the entire session, he was educating me. He would tell me why I'm doing things and talk to me about macros, and he was and I was like a sponge, and I just absorbed so much.
Yes.
And I loved it, and I would just do whatever he told me. And he would say like you're like the star client because you just like do what I tell you. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why wouldn't somebody, you know what you're doing? I want to get here. Why wouldn't I just listen to you? That was my personality. And now I get it because it's not that easy. Most people they don't do that. They question you every step of the way.
My buddy was a pro bodybuilder, where he was. Mark Byers laughed about the diet. Like everybody thinks they can do.
Yeah, because we went in to see Mark, and he was moving. He actually moved to Vegas. He's still a competitor's coach, actually out in Vegas. And so he said, you should go to Matt, and he said, but do you think you can do the diet? Everybody says they could do the diet. And I was I'll do the diet. Like, do not give me a challenge.
Yeah.
That's my pride. I have a lot of pride. So
I knew you could do it too.
So yeah, I did the diet. I followed it to a T. But anyways, that was my barrier. And it really changed my whole life when I identified what the barrier was, when I accepted that. Like, you know what? I just need a trainer. And then Matt moved away. So for a while, again, I didn't have a trainer. And then I'm like, you know what? Why am I doing this? I know I need a trainer. So then I signed up with Dante and kind of got my body back in check. It's just that I need that.
You like getting pushed.
I need that.
Pushed.
Not everybody does.
No.
Some people are totally fine with their app and going into the gym and doing. Not everyone needs a trainer, but if you do, it'll change your life. If you need that, or if you need a program like my program. Some people, they can do a macro assessment, go off into the sunset with their macros and be just fine. Other people need the program. They need the accountability. They need the check-ins. They need to be able to email me their questions along the way. They need that. So identify what yours is. That's my job with my clients. What's stopping you? Let's figure it out. Let's fix it. A lot of people, they want companionship too.
Yes,
they need a partner to do it with them.
And for you guys having a hard time starting, getting out the launching pad, start with a walking partner. See if you can get somebody to go outside and walk with you. You never know that you might pull them into your own program and they might get motivated. It's good to motivate each other. I'm on the little thing where I call my boys every morning or I text them like, LFG, let's fucking go. Cold showers and training, fellas. Lois and my other boy Ryan. I'm trying to push these guys. Like,
yeah, it's good. You're a motivator. See, that's good. That's what makes you a good trainer. You got to motivate. You got to be. You got to be that person. Yeah. You got to be the one that's going to fire people up, and in turn, you'll fire yourself up.
Yes. And don't think like my wife is a coach. I was a trainer. We love fitness. There's days where you got that internal talk where you just like fighting within yourselves in your head. Then you ask yourself, do I want to be average or I want to be a beast? I want to be a beast.
Yeah. I'm not okay with average.
Fuck average. Sorry.
I don't want to be average.
Nah. I don't want to be like every other person out there.
Nope. Okay, so now let's move on to myth busting. Just some fun myth busters that are common misconceptions that are eye-opening. So what brought upon this conversation was you and I were in Costco, and you were pissed because they didn't have any more brown eggs.
Yeah.
And so you were going crazy looking all over the place for brown eggs. And I thought, well, they have white eggs right there. And I'm like, you don't like white eggs, the flavor? And you're just like, no. And then you stopped and looked at me and go, wait a minute. I just always thought brown eggs were healthier.
That's the assumption,
so I'm
right?
like, are they?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
No, so I kind of did some research. There isn't a difference in nutritious content. That what impacts the color of an egg is the type of chicken it is.
Uh-huh.
What impacts the nutrition of the eggs is what the chicken was fed or how it was raised.
Okay.
But a chicken that's well fed, that was raised humanely and raised well, that gives off white eggs, it's a perfectly good egg.
So I'm not going to get extra bonus for eating brown.
Nope. It says here chicken eggs can come in different colors. It's common to find both brown and white, but they can even be red. And the color depends on the breed of the chicken. For example, a white leghorn chicken lays white eggs, while a Plymouth Rock lays brown eggs.
Gotcha.
Some eggs, some even lay blue or green eggs.
Oh, wow.
People primarily believe that brown eggs are healthier. However, the truth is all eggs are nutritionally very similar regardless of their size, grade, or color. Both of them are very healthy, both white and brown.
Uh-huh.
They contain lots of vitamins, minerals, high-quality protein, and they're low-calorie.
Protein.
Around the same, around 80 calories for a large egg, whether it's white or brown.
Yeah.
A lot of times the brown eggs are pricier.
Yes, much pricier, usually.
So...
You get a 12-pack like at Target of like pasteurized, whatever, humane, the brown, the most expensive. It's like, for a carton, 12-pack's like $7.
Many studies have found that the shell color does not significantly affect egg quality or composition.
And it doesn't taste any different, I'll tell you the truth. It doesn't. I've been eating them. I can't tell the difference. So
there you go.
So there's that.
There's that right there.
Okay.
Go ahead and get your white eggs.
I'm good then. I've been eating them.
Okay, so here's another one. So people tend to gravitate towards things that are like low fat, like a low fat chocolate, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go for, if they have two chocolates and next to each other, they'll go for the low fat one. Here's the problem with that. You didn't take time to look at the label of the regular one. Usually the calorie difference is so minute, if even at all. So like a low fat chocolate, maybe it's 100 calories, and a regular chocolate's 110. Get the regular one.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the problem with things that are labeled low fat or low calorie or whatever, even if the calories are minutely different, just like remember we looked at the Oreos, reduced fat Oreos.
Yes, we did.
Very, very minor calorie difference. We will, in our brain, give ourselves license to eat more. And we will end up consuming significantly more calories if we buy the one that's lighter.
Wow.
Because we give ourselves license to eat more.
Yeah.
The problem with the one that's reduced fat or organic Oreos we found too. Oh my God.
Oh God.
They're literally like 30% more expensive.
Wow.
Way more expensive. Start paying attention to this. Do not get fooled, okay? I recently had a coaching chat with my clients where I told them, listen, eat whatever chips you want. If you like chips, have a serving of chips. All chips range from 130 to 170 per serving. Not a significant difference.
Yeah.
Okay, they usually land around 150 per serving. Very common calorie count, and that's usually about an ounce, 7 to 10 chips. Have the ones you love. Yes. Don't have the ones that taste like crap or that are twice the price.
Yeah.
Remember we recently compared Siete? You get a tiny amount of chips, same calories as like the Kettle. I don't remember what the other brand is. It's Kettle is the brand.
Kettle one. Yes, we compared them. Salt and vinegar.
You get twice the amount of chips, same calories, and it's way cheaper.
Yep.
Twice the amount of chips is actually cheaper than the small bags of Siete. So when you're looking, when you grab, don't fall for the marketing on things. take a look at it. Is it significant? And if it's significant, chances are the taste is going to be impacted.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another example. So I decided to try this bread, carbonate bread. I'm not watching my carbs, but it was only 50 calories a slice. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to get this bread. Got the bread. Tastes like a sponge. It does not have the texture of bread. It's gross. It's 50 calories a slice. My delicious, so enjoyable San Francisco sourdough, which is like delicious, is only 75 calories a slice. So I ate 50 more calories with my sandwich, but I thoroughly enjoyed my sandwich.
Yes.
And I just ate the real thing.
Yeah.
Very
you
satisfying.
feel satisfied. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't feel cheated.
Exactly. And this sponge, this carbonate sponge, which was, mind you, very expensive. It's like $10 for a loaf versus my lovely San Francisco sourdough for $4 and 10 times better in taste and only 50 calories. Like, don't always go for the light. I actually prefer to go for smaller versions of real things. So, like, that's why I love my Sargento thin sliced cheese. It's not low-fat cheese. It's just pre-portioned out, and it's a smaller version of the real thing. So it melts amazingly. It's delicious, and it tastes the same.
Yeah. It's good. I've had it before. Really good.
Okay, here's another common thing. Organic food is more nutritious. This is actually a myth.
What?
Yes.
No way.
The
Organic
London School
food.
of Hygiene and Medicine systematic review 50,000 different studies over 50 years reported that conventionally and organically produced foods were comparable in 10 of the 13 nutrient categories. No significant health benefits attributed to the differences.
Wow.
But I can tell you this, they're a lot more expensive.
A lot.
Because a company they'll take their license to charge a lot more if they can slap organic on it.
Isn't that crazy? It doesn't mean it's much healthier. Doesn't mean it tastes better. But they slapped that word on there. All of a sudden, they're charging a lot more.
So annoying. Okay, here's another big one. I know this is a very common one.
We're about to piss some people off.
Rice.
Yeah, rice.
So what's healthier, brown or white? For a long time, people thought brown.
Of course.
And they would avoid the white rice. But recently, I noticed like competitor diets and stuff, they go for the white. They eat the white. Now, there's no one that's necessarily better. They're just a little different.
Fiber, right?
The brown is rich in fiber. And it has a lot of micronutrients. But it's higher in arsenic. You know how rice has arsenic? Did you know that?
Dude, I've heard that.
Yeah,
That's
so
true?
you have to wash it really well before you cook it.
What about those pre-bags?
They're pre-washed, of course.
So you do have to. That's why you wash it.
You have to rinse it really well.
Because that's not good in our
But
bloodstream.
brown rice is higher in arsenic than white.
Wow.
And then brown also contains phytic acids, which absorb nutrients. So it kind of leaches our nutrients. So if you're taking like supplements or whatever, and you're eating a lot of brown rice, it kind of leaches onto it and takes it away from you. Steals it.
Damn, who would have known this? You dig deep.
So not that it's bad for you, but it's just that it's not, people automatically used to think that, it's the better choice. It's not necessarily the better choice.
Yeah.
And then white rice is actually easier to digest.
That's true.
Which makes it a better source of energy. Because your body has an easier time digesting it and creating glycogen out of it so that you can use it for energy, and it's lower in toxins. It's not as nutrient dense though. So it's not as nutrient dense in terms of micronutrients, but it is lower in toxins like arsenic.
Okay.
And it also is lower in fiber. So take with that what you will.
Yes.
I would say that there's benefits to both.
Pros and cons.
Personally, I'm going to go for the white. I don't want anything that's going to be stealing my other nutrients.
Not only that, I like the taste better. Let's be honest. I used to eat a lot of brown rice, but I like white rice.
Yeah, it's a little earthy.
Yes.
Brown rice.
Even though I ate it, I could never really loved it. I ate it because I thought it was nutritionally better for me.
Yeah.
Sound. I didn't do my homework. I mean, back then we'd have research like we do now.
Mm-hmm.
We have all this data now. It's different.
Okay, next one. Potatoes. White potatoes or sweet potatoes? Haven't you always heard that sweet potatoes is better?
Yes, I have.
They're very similar. There's they're just different in vitamin sources. They're both good. Sweet potatoes are not necessarily healthier than white potatoes. They're both highly nutritious and a great choice for your carbohydrates. They're both about the same calories. They have the same protein. They have about the same fat, same carbs. Sweet potatoes have a little bit more fiber.
Okay.
But not significant.
Yeah.
Okay, like a gram per serving more.
Oh, okay.
So not significant. And then they just have different nutrients. So sweet potatoes are more rich in... they're both rich in vitamin B6 and C. White potatoes are higher in potassium. Sweet potatoes have more vitamin A. So they're just different, but they're very similar.
Yeah, I see.
But if you don't think that you're getting something like if you're having a cheat meal and you're, you know what, I'm going to go with the sweet potato fries because I'm trying to be a little healthier.
Yeah.
It's not healthier.
I always thought the red ones were healthier than the white too.
Red are
red
more
too.
nutritious.
They are?
They have more micronutrients.
I prefer red. Out of all three, the red is my favorite.
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes close too though.
But potatoes, in general, very good carbohydrate.
Remember they were demonized for a long time, potatoes?
Yes.
Remember that?
No, especially white potatoes.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh.
It's not the potatoes, it's
no.
what people put on the potatoes.
Yeah.
Butter,
Yes.
sour cream,
Yes.
cheese,
Yes.
it's high calories.
Now you just added like 1,000 calories to those potatoes.
But if you're on a calorie deficit, potatoes are great because they're very satiating, very low calorie, and you can have a lot for a little amount of calories. It's really going to make you satisfied. So either one, if you like sweet potatoes, great. Have sweet potatoes, but don't have the sweet potatoes because you think they're better.
Right?
Because they're not. They're not. They're just different, not better.
Like I didn't like sweet potatoes when I was younger. I remember when bodybuilders and stuff were eating, I tried out like I think they're gross. They grew on me though. It's one of those things. I love the fries, sweet potatoes. It grew on me over the years.
I love them, but I love both.
I love both. True.
But I love both.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can easily incorporate. And if you have an air fryer and you want to go to the freezer section, get some French fries out of the freezer section. They're so macro friendly. I think people just automatically think, oh my gosh, French fries are the devil.
The potatoes,
you can have
you
a nice serving of French fries for 150 calories and be so satisfied because a potato is very satiating.
Yes, it is. More than rice, more than bread.
Yeah, and obviously, yes, you can go a lower calorie version and have more if you make them yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want a convenient way to have some French fries, get them. A lot of times I would go to Chick-fil-A and I'd get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, but I would make my French fries at home. Because French fries that are deep fried at, like a fast food restaurant, they could run you like 500 to 800 calories for a serving. Crazy.
Yep.
But you can make yourself a double serving of fries at home just as good, honestly. The fast food fries from Orida.
Yeah. Legit.
So good.
You make them correctly in the air fryer, they taste like
300 calories for 2 servings for 6 ounces. That's a very large serving of fries.
And listen, don't get it twisted. She's not telling you to run out there and eat a bunch of fries. We're just saying.
I mean, I'm just saying eat the fries if you want the fries.
Yeah.
If you can fit it into your macros, eat the fries.
Yeah. And I don't think people realize that, like, the beauty of controlling your macros and stay within what you can eat. And you'll be surprised you'll lose weight. And if you told people who don't know that you can eat certain things and lose weight, they'll think you're crazy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And then they'll think, oh, but that's unhealthy. And then I'm not going to be
the first thing they think.
Listen, try it. Look at what your body looks like. Pay attention to what you feel like. Then go get your blood work done. See all the things that improved.
Blood work does not lie. That's a good indicator right there.
Can't
cheat it.
Big time. I think that, diet culture is vilified, but I hate that word diet culture. I mean, I'm not teaching a diet. It's a permanent lifestyle. But I hate the fact that, like, people, they'll just throw a label on it. Oh, that's diet culture. Look at her telling someone to, like, weigh out their food. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's healthier to just eat whatever your heart's desire.
Yeah.
I would eat, you guys, I would be a glutton. Gluttony. Pure gluttony. I would eat donuts every day.
Right.
There has to be boundaries.
Has to be. I eat burritos every day. I can't give in to my cravings.
It's not an unhealthy thing to have boundaries. Boundaries are healthy. Stop letting people convince you that tracking macros or weighing out food or portion control is diet culture. It's not diet culture.
Yeah.
It's setting healthy boundaries for yourself so that you can enjoy things but limit them. Because they're delicious. And so it's very hard to limit them. That's the problem. That's why sugar's vilified. It's not that sugar's bad. Listen, we can't live without sugar.
No, you cannot survive without
We can't
sugar.
survive without it. It's not a bad thing. But it's such a good thing that it becomes a problem because it's very hard to control yourself because you want to eat all the things because it's delicious. It makes things delicious.
Especially a donut. When you bite into a donut and you kill that first donut, you don't think your body wants another one? They don't want to taste that sugar rush again?
Ugh,
Dude.
it's the best.
Yes, exactly. But
Donuts
again,
are my favorite.
That's something that easily can overconsume.
Yeah, so it's not the donut.
No, it's not the donut.
It's 12 donuts. It's 6 donuts.
Yes. You have one, probably not going to affect your progress for the week. You have
No, one
People
donut.
think, oh my God, I had one, so I'm going to have to give in and I ruined my macros for the whole week. No, people.
No.
If anything, it'd probably help you. You'd be surprised. I used to do that. Like, in the middle of the week, just throw a donut in there, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Go check my weight. Yeah, I'm still losing weight. Wow,
Yeah.
I ate a donut this week, huh? I used to tell you, and you'd be like, cuss. Your body's utilizing it.
I mean, think about your deficit. Like, if your coach has you kind of on a deficit of losing about a pound a week, think about it like if you put $3,500 into a bank account. And that's your pound. If you don't touch that bank account at the end of the week, you will lose a pound of fat.
Yep.
But let's just say Monday, you ate the donut.
Yes.
Over, above, and beyond what you were supposed to eat. You ate an extra 500 calories. You got to go to the bank account. You got to withdraw 500. Now you're left with 3,000. Okay, you're still good. Tuesday, you ate another donut. Back to the bank account. Take out another 500. You went over by 500 calories. Now you're at 2,500. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you do good. Saturday, you go a donut and a half. 750 calories. Now you're left. You go to the bank. You take the 750. What do you have left? 1,750. So that week, you had a few days where you had some donuts. You went a little crazy. You still lost half a pound of fat because you still have $1,750 in the bank account.
And you took off a sheet or two of fat that
Yes.
you can't visibly see.
So while you may feel like a failure, you should look at it like a success.
Yes.
So think about that. That's why it's very important. It's the things that you do after. Because if you only had a donut here, a donut there, a heavy calorie day on Saturday, yes, did you slow down your progress a little bit? Yeah, sure, but who cares? Time's going to pass anyway. You still moved the needle.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Moving the needle.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. We love you. We love our supporters. We love doing this podcast. It's enjoyable, or else we would not do this twice a week if we didn't love it.
No.
And you guys, the comments, the reviews, thank you so much. And if you haven't left a review,
Yeah, help us out, you guys. Leave a review. We need all the help we can get because we want to blow this up. And by blowing this up, we need you guys' help.
need a little help. But for the
need
people
help.
that have taken the time, I see them. I love them. I appreciate it.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
all your comments, the views on YouTube. If you have any comments, want to converse about some things, go over to the YouTube video and comment there. I read and reply to all those comments. But thank you so much, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.